Catechists. For those of you who will be teaching at St. Michael's School, we welcome you to St. Michael's School. You'll be coming through door number 1 here by the main parking lot. When you arrive on Sunday morning or Monday afternoon, you will need to access through the door using the key code that you were given in the front of your catechist folder. So please keep that key code handy so that you can access the door by pushing the digits and the pound sign on the keypad to enter the school. So when you come into the atrium of the school, ordinarily there will be a table set up here with all of the attendance cards for catechists to pick up. The attendance cards are listed by grade level, so you will take the attendance card that has your name on it and even your assistant's name, and you will take this with you to the classroom in order to take attendance. At this table, there will be somebody sitting here the entire time for class, so if students arrive late or need to leave early, there will always be checking in and checking out with somebody, and also to make sure that our catechists and our students are safe and secure during the religious ed classes. One of the best things about being a catechist here is that you can take your class on some field trips. You might want to go into the narthex of the church or actually go into the church itself. You may also want to go visit the Mary Grotto on the south side of the church, or even into the Adoration Chapel. If you choose to leave with your class, if you could please stop by this table and let the volunteer know where you'll be going and approximately how long you'll be gone. We also have a key fob that will work for the hallway in between the school and the narthex of the church, as well as the Adoration Chapel. This will get you into those locations and have you get back into the school, and you can just drop this off when you come back. Welcome to Mauve Hall. The reason that it is called Mauve Hall is because the color of the floor is mauve. So if you hear the term Mauve Hall, this is where you will find all of your catechist materials. We have bins prepared for all of our catechists here in grades 1 through 4. Preschool and kindergarten bins are at the front of the school, and we also have a section for 5th grade bins. So each of these cabinets are labeled with the grade level, and then the catechist bins will be inside these cubbies. And again, inside these bins will be all of the classroom materials that you need for your class, including any worksheets or any copies that you have requested, any supplies that you may need, art supplies, arts and crafts kinds of things. Everything that you will need and have requested will be in this bin with your name on it. So now that you have checked in at the front table and received your attendance sheet, and you've gone to get your bin with all of your classroom materials, it's time to get ready to teach in the classroom. So when you come into the room and the students are here and they're working and you've started class, you want to make sure you take accurate attendance on both the card that you picked up at the front table, as well as in your emergency folder. It's good to take a double count of attendance just in case we need to evacuate the room there, then you would have a second attendance taken. So again, once you've taken attendance, then you will put it outside your classroom door. So outside the classroom, there are plastic bins here, and you will just take your attendance card and place it right there in the bin where the attendance volunteer will come and collect that shortly after class begins. As you begin your class, you may want to focus on the prayer table. In this particular classroom, it's right here by the door. It's a wonderful display of religious items, a statue of Mary, possibly a rosary, and a Bible. This would be a good location to gather your students as you begin class to focus on prayer. Maybe have a student lead the class prayer for that, to begin your class session. Every classroom at St. Michael's School will have a prayer table in its unique location, so you might just want to take a few minutes with your class and focus on that prayer table. Speaking of emergency cards from before, we want to make sure that everybody is safe in their classrooms. As we mentioned at the training and at the meeting, each catechist will have their emergency folder, and each classroom here at St. Michael's School has a set of emergency cards located in the classroom. This particular classroom has it right off of the prayer table, and there are evacuation procedures and tornado emergency weather procedures on each set of cards. as well as the color-coded cards that we will use for our fire drill. This one says green, all students accounted for, so once you evacuate the building, you'll want to display this card for one of the members of the religious education staff so that we can make sure that all teachers, all aides, all students are accounted for.
Hi there. For those of you who are teaching in St. Michael's School, you'll notice that there are new smart boards installed. We wanted to give you a heads up as to how to use this new technology. Down here in the bottom corner, you'll see a row of buttons. The one at the farthest end is the power button. That's what you'll use to turn on the smart board. And the one at the opposite end that has the rectangle around it, that is for the home screen, and you'll use that one most often. For right now, the board isn't on, so I'm going to go ahead and push the power button. And when I do that, it brings up the entire board. More than likely, the teacher whose classroom you're in will already be logged in, and you don't actually have to log them out. You can use the board exactly as it is. And you may find that they have more boxes on their home screen that are saved as their favorites, but the only two you really need to pay attention to and have access to is the internet browser and the whiteboard. And I'll show you how to use both of those. So let's say that I want to use something from the internet, and I'll touch the browser button. When I do that, it will bring me to, more than likely, to a Google screen. And you can go ahead and do this a couple of ways. If there's any material you want to search for, you can do so there. If you want to log into your own account, let's say that you have documents, Google Slides, other materials that are saved in your Google account, you can go ahead and sign in there. For right now, let's say that I want to go to Formed in order to show some of the videos that are available on formed.org. So I can go ahead, type in any website that I want to go to, and once it finds it, it'll pull it up. And this, again, in case you haven't used it recently, has a lot of fantastic video and other resources that you can share with your class. Similarly, you can type in YouTube or any other website that you're interested in visiting in order to share that material with your class as well. At this point in time, let's say I want to switch and use the whiteboard function instead. I'll go back down here to the row of buttons, the one that's surrounded in the rectangle, and press the home button. When I do that, it brings me back to the teacher's home screen. And then I can go ahead and click on the whiteboard button. When I do that, the whole board functions like a dry erase board with cooler features. So I can go ahead and use the pen and write whatever I'm planning to write up there, but let's say I'm not interested in using the highlighter. I can come over to this side of the screen. When I do that, I can click on the pen button, choose a different kind of writing utensil. This will act more like a pen, and I'll want to use red instead. And that I want to go back and highlight, so I can press the highlighter button, and I can highlight things that way as well. When I'm done using that, I can go ahead, use my hand, and erase the screen. So that gives you a good idea as to how to use those two primary functions of this board. Once you're done using it, again, you can just go back to these home screens, and always make sure that you turn it off with the power button at the end of the day, although it will power off on its own in case you don't remember to do so. There are ways for you to use your laptop or any other device that you bring in, but it cannot connect with an HDMI cable the way that the old smart boards were able to do. So if you are interested in learning how to use a device that you bring into the classroom instead of just going through your browser in order to find material, recommend that you go ahead and reach out to the RE team. We'll be happy to teach you how to smart share with the board. And if you have any other questions, concerns, or troubleshooting needs, the RE team is always here to help.
One other important safety feature here in the school is a night lock. In the event that we have an emergency or if we have an intruder in the building and we need to go to a lockdown, St. Michael's School is equipped with a special device that will prevent anyone from coming in the room. It is called a night lock. Every classroom at St. Michael's School has one of these plastic boxes located by the door. It says for emergency lockdown use only. You simply take the red L-shaped device out of the box, and then you will insert the flat end into the device on the door. It will slide down and lock into place in the mechanism on the floor. Therefore, no one will be able to leave or come into the classroom. That door will be secured in the event that we have an emergency. A very important feature. We hope we never have to use it, but please know that we focus on all of our catechists, our volunteers, and our students. We focus on their safety.
Welcome to the Religious Education Supply Closet. Here you'll find everything you need for your classes, workbooks, and craft projects. On this side is colored paper, chalk, crayons, colored pencils, markers, a variety of different kind of paper options. This side is your scissors and your staplers, your pens, your pencils, and that kind of stuff. And the rest of it is all various craft supplies. Pom-poms, stampers and stamp pads, all kinds of things that could be useful in your classroom. You are welcome to visit here anytime and just collect what you need.
Now we're in the RE office with the copier. And in case you ever need to run in really quickly or make some copies, I'm going to show you a couple of the basics about the copier so that way it's easy for you to come in and use. First of all, you're going to want to put your copies in face up into the tray. And then when you look at this particular part of the control console, you have a couple of options. You can choose whether or not you're copying in black or if you're copying in color. You can also choose the how many sides you're copying on the paper. If it's one-to-one sided, if you're gonna make it a double-sided, or if you have already double-sided copies, you can make it two-sided. I'm gonna leave it single-sided, but I do want staples. So I'm gonna hit group, and under group finishing, I can select the corner, and I can even select 3-hole copy if I want 3-hole punch. Then, coming up to number of sets, I can decide how many sets of copies that I want, and come down here to the bottom to press start.
We so much appreciate all the time and energy that you spend to prepare for your classes and with all of the students and families. We do know that every once in a while there will be a time that you will not be able to come to teach RE. In that case, as we had shared at the meeting, we would like for you to try to reach out and find your own substitute teacher. We will provide all catechists with the list of volunteers who have offered to serve as a substitute teacher, along with their emails and phone numbers. So we would ask if you would kindly try to reach out to some of these folks to see if they would be interested in filling in for you. If for some reason you are having difficulty reaching out to them or you need assistance, please feel free to call us here in the Religious Education Office, and we would be happy to try to arrange for a substitute for you.
There's also lots of resources up here on the 3rd floor, right outside of the elevator. You can see we have an entire bin of rosaries that you can use in class, as well as information pamphlets on how to pray the rosary. And we have lots of copies, so you can go ahead and take them for your class and let them take them home. We also have some other great Marian resources down here. especially for younger students, but also for some of our older students that haven't been exposed some of the great Marian traditions that we have as part of our faith. Also up here, you'll find our lost and found bin. So that way, if a student ever loses anything in a classroom, they can always check here to see if that water bottle or coat that they left behind got picked up and put into place here. I hope that gives you a little bit of an idea of some of the resources we have right here. If you look over this way, we also have lots of material that you can take a look at and use in your classroom at any time, as well as books that you can just take with you and take home. We've got excellent materials on becoming a better catechist, improving your skills in the classroom, as well as learning more about our Catholic faith. All of those materials are available to you at any time, and if there's any other way that the staff and I can help you, know that we are always happy and willing to do so. We are so blessed that you are part of this ministry, that you are going to help guide our students in knowing about Jesus and knowing Jesus. And together, we are going to have a wonderful RE year. Thank you so much for watching, and God bless.